つものあの人ですよねって感じ。恨みを晴らせってお前らが自爆しただけなの。
Got some interesting airmail. Looks like we've got a mission lined up.
Among the first of the Independence Force assets which we were able to recover outright from the geothermal disaster were the partisan scout units. Woods people and rangers from our park services who were no stranger to dangerous terrain. When combined with natives from the Dustlands or volunteers from our south, we've had ample ability to scout out scattered Federation forces still recovering. Facilities and bases that were built out of range of any notable geothermal hotspots have become rallying points for the Federation. And as our partisan scouts have observed, the largest one in this immediate region is at the historic Bright Fortress and Weather Facility. Tactically, in the early stages of the war, this installation was of marginal importance, often being used as a secondary base for damaged aircraft to land at and to bounce signals from the now disabled Solana Com facility. Its location in a relative geothermal safe zone, however, has made it a new rallying point for the surviving Federation forces in this area. On-the-ground intel has denoted that these forces are gearing up to renew the offensive in this area, and if they do, the Federation would have started the momentum first on reigniting this war. Hitman Team, you are to lead our surviving Allied pilots on a tactical strike on this facility, denying the Federation the first move.
So that's it, huh? Business as usual? They fly out a letter and we're going back out.
Better than sitting on concrete all day. What are you complaining about anyway? At least you're getting paid for it.
Your planes are good. Munitions and fuel all set. Hitman Team, it's your call to go up.
はい、どうも、皆さん、はじめましての方ははじめまして、前回や他の動画から来てくださった前回や他の動画から来てくださった方、ありがとうございます。いらっしゃい。ということで、ゴーストです。プロジェクトウィングマン続きやっていきたいと思います。前回からぶっ通しで撮ってます。めっちゃ疲れた。やばいよね、ほんと。さっきの航空ミッションは。あ、すげえ。なんか、特別仕様になってる。また変わったな、シーンが。プロトタイプのこれ買えるようになったな。これがでも実質最高機体なのか？ラプター出てくるまで俺待ちたいんだけど。ラプター出てくるのかなこのゲーム。いや、てか、航空ゲームにラプター出てこない人いないだろ。おまさかこっからもう飛んでいけと。やばいな。あ、言ってた高速道路。滑走路状態だな。了解。今回俺一人なんね。ミサイル飛んでた。巡航ミサイル飛んでいきました。 しょっぱなから一発食らうところだった。いて。嘘、上から前から飛んできてなかったか今。寒か。見覚えのあるようなミサイルがいっぱい飛んできてますから、気にせずに行っていいですかね。一応なんか分隊員いるね。どっちからやるべきか。全然ロックしてくれない。ロックしてほしいやつ。オッケー。次はアンチエア、アンチエア。寒いねよな。あと向こうにでかいやつか。これ7発か。味方のですよねこれ。いったわ。食らわないと思った。あとあいつだけか。もっと上か。そんなところにいるのに。クリア。地上戦艦。やばいな、地上戦艦とかあんのか。でかいあれが欲しいな。 これラスト。送ります。残り2発残しとくか。ヘッドオン。OK、最後の一発はあいつの本体用にしよう。沈没って沈まないかな。OK。帰ります。意外と楽な戦いだった。地上戦艦ユニットがめんどくさかったっていう感じなんだろうけど。わあ、やっべえところ帰ってきた。帰ってきたのは高速道路です。どこの滑走路に着地したらいいんだ。気が右だったから帰りこっちにしようか。高速道路でまだビリビリしてる。
The operation was a success. Federation forces in this area have been scattered and rendered no factor. If not the elements, then our secondary forces, when they sweep through, will deal with any who remain. In parallel with this mission, several other organized IF forces launched similar attacks on unprepared Federation units. With this kickoff, we can chase the Federation back into Presidia, and hopefully off of Cascadia forever. The Federation is disorganized, on the retreat. They know what we've been through, and unlike them, we will not make their mistakes. Hitman team, stand by.
This is Dr. Scott Dombrowskis transmitting from the University of Presidia with an update on the geothermal activity that has wrecked our nation. As we've learned, the Ring of Fire as a whole has erupted in varying degrees of disaster throughout, so we Cascadians alone are not bearing the sole brunt of this reprise of the calamity. That being said, as we are at the epicenter, we have had the worst of it. That time is over now. Cordium reactivity is down to normal ambient levels in all but the most concentrated areas, and so we can expect a cessation of geothermal storms and tectonic disturbances. I advise high caution to any who would dare move from shelter or travel in affected areas, but for the most part, the natural dangers that remain will be a great deal less of an issue compared to the destructive effects from the loss of infrastructure and ongoing wildfires. However, rest assured, it's not going to get any worse.
Well, that's the word from the professor himself. Hitman, the damage this disaster did on us is not to be understated, especially on our Air Force. We're not the only ones operating out of a highway right now, and we're lucky. You're not even full squadron. That being said, you're the most combat capable right now, and in order to rectify that, we're returning to Prospero. With as big as it is, even while damaged, it'll still serve as the best operating base for the final operations.
We've been able to get in contact with surviving scouts in order to scope out Prospero, and as far as we can tell, it is now abandoned ever since this calamity took hold. With residual effects subsiding, now is the time to pick up where we left off. Hitman team, move into the airspace above Prospero and maintain air superiority as we move manpower and equipment in. Initial recon denotes that there is nothing in the way of any Federation ground forces in the surrounding areas or on site, so the biggest threat will come from the air. Equip your planes appropriately, wheels up in the hour.
1時間に準備しろってなかなか鬼畜 とんど対空だな。ラプターみたいな来たー。たっけ。いや、待てよ。ラプター買えるな。これワンチャン。FD 売ろう。これ買えるんじゃねえか。これラプターよな。多分ラプターだと思う。ガンポットか。結構ガンポットも重要だからな。マルチロック。マルチロック2個。ようやくラプター変えた。多分ラプターだと思う。ちょっとラプターなのかってなる形してるけど。多分ラプター。ちゃんとラプターだなこれ。ちょっと形変だけど。あ、間違えた。どこから撃ってるかわかんねえ。ガンポット強い、久々。いつものあの人ですよねって感じ。恨みを晴らせってお前らが自爆しただけなの。 使えない。使えたしに一気撃破。次トリプルボディ行こう。ビット使ったらな、好きでけえからな。あと何機だあいつら。やべ、あ、危ない。じゃあ怒ってる。殴ったの通信機。オッケー。ガンポット強み。危な。まだある頭。よし。笑いながら死んでた。 爆発してるね、風。
We finally moved into Prospero, and the thermal activity within hotspots in Cascadia is subsiding. By not letting up the pressure, and by taking our land back even during Cascadia's darkest hours, we have now taken back the initiative, the offensive, and soon enough, our country. Federation forces throughout the country are retreating off coast or congregating in Presidia. This means that they'll have their final stand on this continent in our capital city. Hitman team, stand by.
OK。はい、ということで、2ミッションやってきました。最後の最後は、やっぱエースパイロット戦になると思って、ガンポッと持ってきてよかった。めっちゃ楽だった。ミサイルは当たんないからな、このゲーム。敵のミサイルバカほど飛んでくるけど。はい、ということで、今回の実況はここまでです。ご視聴くださった方ありがとうございます。また次回の動画でお会いしましょう。スポン。
The time is nearly upon us. Presidia is on the horizon, and the Federation is cornered like a rat in Cascadia. This is their final beast, and they are desperately trying to keep it fed.
The Independence Force is preparing for one last naval engagement before the siege of Presidia begins. For months, ever since the lockdown on aerial cargo and commerce, the Federation military in the region has used Presidian ports to assist its supply train. This only increased when Prospero was lost and the geothermal fractures were reignited. Our fleet, along with Eminent Domain, has tried its best to plug all the holes in our own blockade. However, the Federation has brute forced their way into having a line. The naval convoy is the Federation's only lifeline left. Once it is severed, we can choke out the considerable defenses of Presidia. However, there is also another objective to this. In Presidia's main naval harbor is the Federation's first naval battle group. Its concentration within the harbor currently represents the strongest component of Presidia's defenses. Ever since the war started, they have not moved from their position in order to reinforce the city. We intend to change that. By taking out these vital convoys, we anticipate that this fleet will have to respond in order to keep Presidia from being trapped. Independence Force naval elements not already predisposed are being rerouted to just outside of Presidian waters to throw themselves upon the naval blockade. Its destruction, the immediate replacement with our own blockade, and then the removal of the Federation's own naval force is paramount in winning this war. Support our naval forces in sinking the Federation Navy. Victory here means we save a lot of lives when the final push comes.
空母沈んでいるか。やばいな、絵面が。
Found you when your heart was broke. I filled your cup until it overflowed. Took you so far to keep you close. I was afraid to leave.